What's up guys, Sebby here, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be putting together a brand new replica Spider-Man face shell. This one was modeled based off of the look from Spider-Man Far From Home as well as Spider-Man No Way Home. And guys, this is different than any other face shell that you have seen on this channel, and here's why. This face shell has a moving jaw system. So it actually came to me in two separate pieces, the top half and then the chin, and they actually go right together just like that. And then I'm gonna put a thin piece of this spandex fabric right here, and it'll allow me to move the jaw when I wear it, so that when I'm talking in the suit or moving my mouth a lot, the jaw will move to give it a more natural effect. And huge shout out to Aaron Alexandro on Instagram for making and sending me this face shell. The link will be in the description for his Instagram, so you guys can go drop him a follow and check out more of his work. So Aaron actually sent me two versions of this shell. He sent me the one that you guys are seeing today, the Far From Home / No Way Home version, and he also sent me the Spider-Man Homecoming version, and that one will be displayed in a whole different video showing off that shell with my old Spider-Man Homecoming suit, which was the very first Spider-Man suit that I ever showed on this channel. But enough talking, I'm going to show you guys how I put this thing together, so check it out. Alright guys, so I'm going to first start off by sanding the frames to make sure that they are prepped for painting. After sanding them off, I'm going to get a damp paper towel and wipe them all down to make sure I get all of the dust and debris that I previously sanded. Next, I'm going to move on to the shell and start sanding that to make sure that it's nice and smooth for the fabric mask to slide atop. After finishing the shell, I'm going to work on the jaw and make sure that's sanded as well. Next, I'm going to take a few pieces of computer mesh and spray paint them white to use for the white part of the eyes. If you guys want to purchase the computer mesh, the link will be in the description. After painting the mesh, I'm going to take it and line it up with the lens frame and then cut it out to fit inside. As you guys can see, it fits pretty perfectly. Then for the other eye, I'm just going to flip the one that I already did and then trace over it and cut that one so I have a mirrored version to use for the other side. And boom, there you go, it looks good on both. Next, I'm going to take the lens frames and hit them with some black spray paint. I like to use a gloss to give it a nice, clean shine. Next, I'm going to move on to the magnets and get the big magnet first, glue that one down, and then use another one to anchor it so that it stays in place. I'm going to repeat this until I have all the magnets done. Next, I'm going to do the face shell, and I'm going to start with the big magnets just like I did with the frames. So I'm going to do the first side and then do the other side. Good tip is to make sure that all of your magnets are facing the same way so that they all stick in the right direction. Now I'm going to take a marker and mark the center line so that I can know where to put my fabric for the moving jaw. I'm going to do the same thing to the edges as well, and then add some glue to the center above the nose and then start to glue it down. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the left side, glue that down, and then move on to the right and do the same thing. I'm going to wipe off any excess glue with a towel, and that should be good for the first top half of the mask. Now I'm going to take some scissors and cut out the eye holes to make sure that I can properly see, because we're going to glue down that excess piece of fabric later. Now I'm going to add some glue under the eye and then glue down that excess piece of fabric. You don't want too much fabric there because you want the lens frames to sit nice and flush within those slits, so make sure that you've cut a pretty good amount. Next, I'm going to start to glue the inside of the shell and kind of just wrap the fabric around into the inside and then glue those pieces in. Then I'm going to work my way down to the chin, just tapping with my fingers to make sure that they don't get stuck and holding it there to make sure that everything dries in place. Then once I get both sides of the chin down, I'm going to move to the actual chin and then cut some pieces as needed. I'll then start to add glue to the chin and then wrap the pieces around. Of course, if you need to cut it, do so. Then I'm going to apply some more glue to the bottom and make sure that everything is in place, and that should be the finished product of the moving jaw face shell. Alright guys, so here is the finished face shell with everything installed. As you guys can see, the lenses are magnetized right on there, and it has the moving jaw system. I did go ahead and add some foam pieces in there. As you guys can see, this is some very thick, soft foam right here, kind of spongy, and a little bit of some more firm foam over here by the ends of the eyes so that it doesn't like dig into my skin, because that was a problem when I tried this on with a mask, because the masks are pretty tight, so it kind of was messing this up. I also had to add this padding padding to kind of make it go a little bit more forward on my head so that I could use the moving jaw. But here is the face shell. As you guys can see, this thing is super, super nice. The jaw itself kind of just sits in this weird position. I've beaten this thing up. I've shot so much content with this thing. You guys are not ready for this, but it still works. When I put it on my face, I just kind of have to stretch it so that I can use the jaw into where it fits to kind of extend to my face. But as you guys can see, this thing looks good. Here's what it looks like. All the magnets are installed, everything's good, and then you can just pop those suckers in there, and boom, there you go. There's your face shell. Super simple, super easy. But now that the face shell is officially done, it's time to see what this thing looks like on my Spider-Man Far From Home suit. So let's check it out. Alright guys, so here's the final product on my Spider-Man Far From Home RPC paint suit. As you guys can see, this thing looks absolutely incredible. The eyes just look so good, and this thing looks like I just hopped straight out of the movie. Now the moving jaw itself, as you guys can see now that I'm talking, the jaw doesn't really move too much, but to really get it to move, I have to like really extend my jaw and like really open wide. But it's a cool feature to have, and it's honestly a lot more comfortable to wear. And this is honestly probably due to my Spider-Man costume. This suit has an attached mask, and it is also a very tight mask and neck, so it kind of does pull the shell, which kind of limits my movement of it. If I had a little bit looser of a mask on this thing, it would move a lot easier. So just keep that in mind if you are purchasing or putting together one of these moving shells. They work best with looser masks so that you can actually have some movement in there. A huge shout out to Aaron Alexandro. Go check out his stuff, link in the description below. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting some dope pictures of me in this shell and this costume, so make sure you guys drop a follow over there. But yeah guys, that's going to pretty much do it for today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and share with your friends if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces. Don't forget to stay creative. Woo!